If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Okay, you can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have completed the up to maintain code value mapping we have seen in the last session.
Yes. Yeah.
So by selecting the codes, which we data type, which we create in the last step, that for that data type, we map the employee central code value with ERP code value.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Similarly, we can also maintain the date type mapping.
Okay.
So date types nothing but I will explain second. So date types are we have the date types in info type 41 in an SAP HCM. See here. If you expand it, sorry. So it is to capture the hire date or technical data of entry. What is the probation period end date or seniority start date? There are different kinds of dates we will use to these dates further are used to calculate different kinds of benefits for employees. For example, a length of service.
Okay.
And for eligibility for a 401k plan.
Okay.
And to provide extra absences, quota balance for senior employees.
Okay.
So these kind of dates we store in InfoType 41.
Okay.
But now we are using the Employee Central as the system of record. So we will capture all the information, all the dates in Employee Central system.
Okay.
All the important dates of employee we will capture in Employee Central, and those dates will be again replicated to the Employee Central payroll, I mean EC payroll system. So what dates we are saving in Employee Central and what dates we need to replicate. So that date type mapping we will do in this node.
Okay.
I will show in the ECP system. Take any demo employee in Employee Central, there is one portlet called Employment Information Portlet.
Okay.
So there we capture all the dates of employee from hiring to termination.
Okay.
So these are the different
Okay.
hire date or original start date, seniority start date, benefits eligibility start date. So these dates are very useful in Employee Central Payroll to calculate different types of benefits.
Okay.
Even from long-term disability, short-term disability, or maternity leave. For all these, they will take the seniority start date as the date to calculate the benefits. So these dates we replicate to Employee Central Payroll.
Okay.
But to replicate, we need to do this mapping.
Mapping. Okay.
Country grouping, you can see as US. Data segment is employment information because we are replicating from employment information portlet.
Okay.
Okay. Even you can also replicate from job information, but
Mhm.
most employment information details is standard mapping.
Okay.
Date field name,
Mhm.
check from a drop down. Here we can get. So these all are the date types which we will store in Employee Central
Okay.
EC.
Mhm.
So the entry into group, hire date, initial entry, all these dates
Mhm.
we capture in Employee Central. If these dates are not sufficient, we can also create our custom dates,
Okay.
custom fields in Employee Central.
Mhm.
For example, benefits eligibility start date. So you can map this benefit eligibility start date. So what is the date type in EC payroll system? Check in a
Mhm.
drop. Yeah. So these all are the different date types we already configured in EC payroll system. We can also use these already available date types, or we can also configure the date types as per our requirement, or we can change the label of these date types.
Okay.
Benefits, no, there is no benefits. We can also create the new entry, new date type.
Okay.
I'm going to this, personal management. Yeah, under evaluation basis, date specifications, define date type.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. These are the data types which we have seen in the drop down, technical data of entry, all this. Date indicator. So these date indicators are only for some countries, Germany, Austria, not for all countries.
Mhm.
PN benefits start date. BN already is there. B, yeah, BU I have created.
Mhm.
So we can enter the benefits eligibility start date, map it to BU. Country grouping 10. Sure. For country grouping 10, employment information portlet, benefit eligibility start date is mapped to date type, benefit eligibility start date.
Okay.
So whenever we replicate the employee having this date in employee central,
Mhm.
so in info type 41, this date type will be uh, replicated or captured.
Okay.
There is no need to manually update the date types. It will be automatically replicated from employee central to employee central payroll.
Mhm.
So this is also very important. Date types are really required in employee central payroll to calculate different kinds of benefits.
Okay.
Similarly, you can also use hire date. hire date, we can map it to 01. So here it is mandatory to enter country grouping.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now maintain countries for infotype 0185 replication.
Okay.
This infotype 0185 is used to capture your personal IDs. Okay. Personal IDs, man. So we have the voter ID, different cards, different personal IDs. So to capture, to save that those IDs, we will use this infotype 185.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is not mandatory to maintain this infotype. Personal IDs. There is nothing is maintained for this. For Australia, there is nothing, no subtypes are defined.
Okay.
Two hundred, right? Test. For India, these are the different kinds of IDs. Superannuation, PAN number, gratuity. So these different IDs we capture in infotype 185.
Okay.
So if you want to replicate this data using maintain countries for infotype 0818 for replication, you can maintain countries.
Okay.
Click on new entries. Enter the country grouping is India 40.
Okay.
ISO code. Yes. The national ID type and investment type for India, these are defined.
Okay.
So we can select national ID type. National ID type is nothing but these different types of cards like Aadhaar card and PAN number. These are the national ID types. So when we maintain this data, there is no need of mapping. Okay, we are just maintaining the data type which we want to replicate for this country. Only we need to maintain the data type which you want to replicate in Employee Central Payroll. But this data is now no one will replicate. However, we have this data captured in Employee Central system. Then there is no need to again replicate the same data to Employee Central Payroll.
Okay.
And if you enable this maintain countries for infotype 185 replication, then you can maintain from which date. So you want to replicate personal ID. From which date you want to enable this.
Okay.
So data type we have enabled here, national ID type for India. ISO code is 40. IN. Employee Central. Code value. What is the code value in Employee Central?
Okay.
And start date. If you want to replicate from employee hire date or
system date.
system date. That's it.
Okay.
So maintain it as hire date.
Mm-hmm.
So this employee central code we can get from employee central pick list, say pick list values.
Okay.
We can get from here also. Yeah. So you need to get this permanent account. If you want to replicate this permanent account number,
Mm-hmm.
so you need to get this code, external code of this account number from data model.
Mm-hmm.
From manage business configuration, we can copy the code of this field and just copy and paste here.
Okay. So we are doing type, right?
Yeah, type. Type here your national ID type.
Mm.
But these two are optional,
Mm-hmm.
and first these three are mandatory up to date type
Okay.
mapping.
Okay.
So once we complete this configuration,
Mm-hmm.
now we can actually replicate 50% configuration is completed.
Okay.
And this is middleware configuration. This is only for if you are using CPI, Cloud Platform Integration, to
Mm-hmm.
replicate Employee Central Payroll.
Okay.
But we are not using a CPI, so we can go with the point-to-point replication.
Okay.
Now this one, this one is completely belongs to org structure.
Okay.
So
Key
we have
organizational data. Okay.
yeah, key mapping of org data here,
Mm-hmm.
cost centers and company codes and personal area and sub area.
Okay.
Here also same. If you are maintaining the same identical values, then there is no need of doing mapping here. You can keep it as a blank.
Okay.
But if your codes are cost center codes are different from EC and EC payroll, then
Mm-hmm.
we can do the mapping.
Okay.
New entries. Okay. Cost center ID, you can get it from cost center US 10, MS6. So always we need to map the codes only, external codes.
Mm-hmm.
Cost center ID, company code, here you can see 1710.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This company code is not configured in EC payroll, so we can get. For example, US01. So here we are using the company codes which are configured in payroll system.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to make sure the company code it's not required to make sure this company code is similar, identical in EC and EC payroll, but it's recommended to have identical codes in both the employee central and payroll system.
Okay.
The cost center ID, this is M6 and company code. So if employee is having this cost center ID and belongs to this company code, then we can select the cost centers which are available for this company code. And there is no values configured. You can use other company codes. No values are available. No issues. We can see here, we can discuss this one. The cost center ID below, this is the cost center ID. The company code is 2501. It is mapped to this cost center 2500001.
Okay.
This is the cost center ID from Employee Central, and this is the company code, and this is the cost center ID from EC payroll system.
Okay.
But if these two IDs are similar, identical, then we can skip this step. No need to map.
Okay.
Similarly, assign external company code keys to internal company code keys. Here, external means Employee Central system.
Okay.
This is the external system, and internal means the payroll system.
Okay.
Assign company code 1710 is company code CN0. Here you are mapping the company code which is maintained in 1710. It is mapped to CN02. See here, but 2501 is identical. There is no need to map, but they map it. You can delete this mapping. Similarly, if the company code is same in EC and EC payroll system, then we can skip this configuration mapping. If the codes are different from EC payroll system and EC system, then we need to map the code from Employee Central and code from EC payroll. And this one is interesting one, location, external place of work keys. The permanent establishment ID is nothing but the location in Employee Central. This is the permanent establishment key.
Okay.
It is called as permanent establishment key. But here you might have some confusion, because in a payroll system, HCM system, we have personal area and personal sub area.
Yeah.
But in employee central system, there is no personal area and sub area concept. Okay, we have only location.
Yeah.
And personal, only location is there. But if you map the location, but then personal sub area will be blank.
Yes.
So for that, employee success factors has enabled. So we can create one custom MDF object.
Yes. Yeah.
So actually, personal area and personal sub area are provided by SAP only.
Yeah.
So we can configure that.
So what about division and departments? They don't come under personal area and sub area?
No, division and department is not part of personal area and sub area. It is a part of this org structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is not mapped also. It is not in replication of employee central master data.
Okay. Okay. So in EC, we just have location. So we have to create a custom MDF object with something so that it can be mapped to personal sub area, right?
Correct. Correct.
So personal area will be location, and that custom
Personal sub-
object will be a person sub area.
Correct.
Oh.
But there is no need to do the custom MDF object also. But here we just need to modify the org structure of if the client agrees. That's usually we do here in Employee Central Payroll. So we map the company code. Okay. Company code as personal area.
Okay.
And personal area we map it as a location.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if the client agrees for this approach, then we can go.
Okay.
We can map 1710 as a personal area and the location as personal sub area.
Okay.
Otherwise, we just need to create one MDF object and we need to map those values here.
Okay.
But if we are going with MDF object, then this standard configuration doesn't work. So we need to go and do the mapping in extensibility feature.
Okay.
Extensibility, nothing but custom field mapping.
Okay.
Okay. Define extensibility. Okay. Not only for personal area, person sub area, if you want to replicate any custom fields you have created in Employee Central, so we can select that custom fields in extensibility for replication.
Okay.
So we have compensation information, employee cost assignment, job information. These are the portlets which will be supported to replicate custom info type, I mean custom fields.
Okay.
Mostly we create custom fields in job information and personal information or compensation information
Okay.
in Employee Central. Okay. So mostly we create either job information or compensation information or personal information. So if you have created any custom fields here, then we can select, for example, job information. I want to EC element name. If I have created any custom string one or custom string one, yeah. Custom string one. I want to map this custom field to info type one. Info type 1 and info type 7, info type 8. Only these three info types are supported as of now for custom fields replication. Info type 1, field name, I will personal sub area. Select personal sub area, then enter. That's it. Then this system will identify if there is any value in custom string 1 in Employee Central. So this value will be replicated to the info type 1 personal sub area field. This is the custom field replication mapping. That's it. Not only for this, any custom fields, if you want to replicate for info type 1, only supported are info type 1 in info type 7 and info type 8. And the portlets from EC are these portlets. Compensation information, employee cost assignment, employee time. I think last time it was only job information and then personal information. Now they have added these 4 extra also. So no values in employee time. Personal information, we can have these fields. Religion, salutation, start date, okay. Nationality, third nationality, different kinds of personal information. Challenge status, everything. The mapping is simple. You just need to identify the EC element name and which info type you want to replicate. And what is the info type 2. Okay, and what is the field name you want to replicate in info type 2.
Okay.
This is only if you are using custom field replication.
Okay.
Yes. Any questions on this? I mean, we have seen cost center and company code and place of work. Place of work means just the location, personal sub area, and personal area and personal sub area replication to EC payroll mapping.
Okay.
Extensibility feature, and if you want to have business add-ins, if you want to implement body, I mean, if you have any scenarios where replication, standard replication doesn't provide any solution, then we can go with the business add-ins for point-to-point replication.
Okay.
So I can say one scenario like, so for even for Australia, they have one info type called one info type 188 tax scale. So info type 188 is not in the is part of standard replication.
Okay.
So whenever employee joined and replicated the EC payroll system, they need to have default tax scale created automatically
Okay.
in employee central payroll system. So for that we have developed one body, yeah, by using ABAP consultant.
Okay.
So when this is a tax scale, so whenever employee replicates from EC to EC payroll system, the default tax scale will be the tax free threshold 2. So like that, we have implemented one body to replicate the tax scale. So by using the bodies provided by SAP. So definitely we need these bodies because all replication scenarios are not supported in standard replication program.
Okay.
So we need to enhance with the help of ABAPers.
Okay.
And this one is country filter and info type filter.
Okay.
Country filter. So here restrict employee master data replication to given countries. For example, here in Employee Central, we have implemented the Employee Central for multiple global employees like US, Australia, UK, all India, all. But you want to use the EC payroll system only for US employees.
Okay.
Then you can filter by entering new code, new entries, ISO code. US. US. Then only the employees who belongs to US country will be replicated to Employee Central payroll system. Other employees will be excluded from the replication.
Okay.
Similarly, in info type filter also. Filter info types. This is here the perfect example is info type 14. Okay. So there is no need to replicate all wage types.
Okay.
For example, annual salary. So this is only for EC. I don't this is real time requirement also. Some clients they don't want to replicate this annual salary to employee central payroll system. If we replicate, then the payments will be incorrect.
Okay.
So apart from this info wage type, so I want to replicate other wage types as only I want to replicate this base salary US, but not annual salary.
Okay.
Okay. Then we can restrict by coming here and enter for which country. USA info type 0008. You need to know which info type and what is the wage type we need to exclude from the application. That's it. Okay, info type country grouping 10, info type 8, and I don't want to replicate the subtypes. This is not best. This is not the best. We can use this info type 14
Mhm.
0014. Okay. Yes. These are the different page types. So
Mhm.
I want to rest. I don't want to replicate some of these wage types. Then we can simply select, for example, fellowship and enter. So even when the employee is having this wage type in Employee Central, so
Mhm.
this value will not replicate to Employee Central payroll system in
Okay.
info type 14. It is like just stopping the replication by selecting the individual values, individual wage types.
Mhm.
So this is also very good feature where we can restrict the employee. I mean, some sensitive information we can restrict by applying these filters.
Uh-huh.
Now we have seen the wage type processing.
Mhm.
So this is also nothing but just mapping only.
Okay.
Same process.
Mhm.
The country grouping 10, the wage type from Employee Central,
Mhm.
and this is you are just making the assignment.
Okay.
Yeah. So this you are making the assignment of your processing of non-recurring payment wage types.
Mhm.
You have created multiple wage types starting from 1,000, 10,000 or some series, but you want to assign these wage types to info types 14, 15. So you are just telling to the replication program whenever this wage type is coming from Employee Central, then uh, sh- replicate to info type 15 or info type 14.
Okay.
Based upon this mapping, system will replicate these wage types to the corresponding info types.
Okay.
Here and again assign wage types to info types. This is also same concept.
Okay.
This one is first one is for non-recurring payments. That is your additional payments info type 15.
Okay.
Info type 15.
Mhm.
Next one is this one is recurring payments. Info type 14 and info type 8.
Okay.
Enter the country grouping, the wage type, which info type it belongs to. Info type 8 or info type 15, info type 14. Here some mistakes are here. Info type 15 we should not add in this table.
Okay.
This is not correct. Info type 15 we just only need to assign in first table, assign non-recurring payment base types to info types.
Mhm.
Here 14 info type we should not maintain.
Okay.
This is also important. If we are not maintaining this mapping, then we will get errors when employee replicating to Employee Central Payroll.
Okay.
Because system don't know for to which info type this data should replicate,
Yeah.
so we will get errors. And assign off-cycle reason to pay components.
Mhm.
This is not mandatory. Okay. If you are using the off-cycle payroll process, then only we can maintain this configuration. Otherwise, it is not mandatory.
Okay.
Yes, for code US. Yes, employee central pay component. So no values are available because this is demo system. Okay, and just need to enter the pay component, nothing but wage type code, and what is the off cycle reason.
Okay.
If it is a bonus payment, we can maintain bonus payment or additional payment distribution. These are the supported mapping of the reasons. Even if we don't maintain this, then there will be no impact on the replication.
Okay.
This is optional setting only.
Okay.
This one also assign currencies to wage type. This is also optional. Okay, but if you want to convert the currency of one country to another country, then you can use this.
Okay.
So country grouping, you can win 10 for US. The wage type you can select from drop down. Hourly rate. Currency to convert. I want to convert this currency USD to sorry. Replicated currency is USD.
Okay.
But if you want to convert it to any other Australian dollar, then you can select AUD. So this is the currency which will be coming from Employee Central, and you want to convert the USD into Australian dollar.
Okay.
That's it. But in real time, we don't see this currency conversion. Yeah. So we have seen this extensibility and country filter, input type filter. These are small things. Okay. So here you can, if you have observed, there is no replication of org data. So we are not replicating the position.
Okay.
Okay. Job,
Okay.
business unit, division, department, we are not replicating. Okay.
Okay.
Position also not replicating.
Okay. Only location, cost center.
The location, cost center. It is
Okay.
company code.
Okay.
But some clients, they may ask, they need position and business unit or division or department and position.
Okay.
So they will ask, we also need these two values to replicate to employee central payroll system.
Okay. So they want position and department too.
Department.
Mhm.
So for that, there is a separate program, and there is no need to do mapping.
Okay.
No need to do this mapping, but there is only, we just need to enable this payroll data maintenance task. Okay. You need to activate the switch. Activate payroll data maintenance task switch. Okay. Position. SAP PCI. No, second. Yeah, SOPC, enter SOPC. This is the field. Search for the group SOPC. Okay. Here you see this EC task.
Okay.
This is already activated. So if you want to replicate the org data also, then we just need to enable this EC task. feature, and then once you maintain this, then we can come and replicate payroll data maintenance task configuration. Just run it. The system will show, it should show successful.
Okay.
Successful HRSF employee P2P. And these are the programs which we will use for replication of employee master data and time sheet.
Okay.
So we can see these programs tomorrow.
Okay.
Just we need to remember these program names. And yeah. So we can also see the check tools.
Okay.
Check tools are nothing but you just need to checking if our configuration is correct or not.
Okay.
SAP has provided check tool for Employee Central Payroll to check the configuration of integration is correct or not, or if there are any errors, then we can see.
Okay.
Can rectify. We can correct the errors from here only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow we can. I will show you. We cannot replicate the employees, but I can show this program name how it will work.
Okay.
And we will start the time of mapping also. I will show the mapping, how to map the time of data for replication.
Okay.
So we have seen only if employee master data replication is completed. The time off and timesheet we can see by tomorrow.
Okay.
And also this program execution.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have any questions, and we can also discuss by.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, we can meet tomorrow again.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.